Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sabansi. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see it. So today we got a pretty interesting show for you guys. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Now, as you guys are aware, Skip Bayless is going to be making his return to television. With his new show, Undisputed, but his revamped Undisputed show, right? Because, after Shannon Sharpe left, they spent a lot of time, trying to look for new people. And some articles were suggesting that it was going to be quite difficult for Skip Bayless to find talent to work with him, right? So yesterday, I came across I came across a video, from Marcellus Wiley's channel, and he was talking about a range of things. But while he was talking, he discussed the fact that people at Fox are not happy with some of the moves that Skip Bayless has been making. And then he even went even further by saying that there's some people out there working at Fox that are actually, believe it or not, taking shots at Skip Bayless's new show, and basically feeling that the show is actually not going to work. Now, what am I talking about? As you guys know, Skip Bayless is known as the godfather of debate, right? And this is a nickname that he got during his tenure working at ESPN. As you guys know, Skip Bayless was the originator of Cold Pizza. Then that show ultimately turned into ESPN First Take and became the #1 show. And I believe to this day, it is still the #1 show, right? But ever since he moved to FS1, he carried that debate format that he had with him and Stephen A. Smith, and it was him and Shannon Sharpe. So ever since the departure of Shannon Sharpe, Skip Bayless and these guys had some time to kind of reimagine the show and come up with a new format. And since then, it seems like they've decided to go with the ensemble debating cast, right? Where every day or every other day you're changing out the people, which makes the show more entertaining because you're always having fresh opinions being inserted back into the fold. Well, apparently, according to an article from Front Office Sports, it seems like some people at Fox are not excited or happy with the new direction that Skip Bayless has opted to go in. And essentially, this article starts off with the headline saying, Skip Bayless' new Undisputed cast not well received inside Fox. The article then continues on. They say imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, but you could also argue it's a sign of desperation. Skip Bayless' strategy to copy rival Stephen A. Smith debate by committee approach with revolving guests, as well as all the underwhelming talent, was met with a resounding thud inside Fox Sports. Sources told Front Office Sports. Bayless Undisputed has been on an extended hiatus for nearly 2 months as FS1 executives have auditioned candidates to replace departed co-host Shannon Sharpe. In that time, Bayless and FS1 have managed to line up Rachel Nichols, rapper Lil Wayne, Amazon Prime's Richard Sherman, and possibly ex-NFL star Keyshawn Johnson as a weekly embrace debate foils for Bayless. But some fear this proposed cast can't compete with ESPN's football-focused First Take this fall, which could include Sharpe and former Dallas Cowboys star Michael Irvin, plus Chris Mad Dog Russo of SiriusXM and rising ESPN star Marcus Spears, Ryan Clark, Mina Kimes, Dan Orlovsky, and Kimberly A. Martin. That is it. This is literally copying exactly what ESPN is doing, and it will make a bad show worse. Rachel Nichols has never been a debater or given opinions. She's a great interviewer. So this is a classic miscast, said one TV talent who declined to be named. Lil Wayne is Skip's barbecue buddy. Sherman has potential, but Keyshawn just got laid off by ESPN and is looking for his next gig. This shows me that they're having trouble finding major talent to work with Skip. After earning stardom at ESPN, Nichols jumped to CNN, but her show Unguarded was canceled in 2014. In 2016, she returned to ESPN, where she found success again with the afternoon hoop show, The Jump. But in 2021, ESPN removed Nichols from its NBA coverage and canceled The Jump after private comments she made about colleague Maria Taylor exploded publicly on the pages of the New York Times. Nichols, who is white, said Taylor, who is black, earned the role of as host of the 2020 NBA Finals because ESPN was feeling pressure on diversity. And basically, the article goes on to say a few other things. A few things I want to state from the onset. Number one, Skip Bayless is not copying Stephen A. Smith. He's doing what he did before. Maybe for the younger viewers who may be unaware, Skip Bayless, what you see Stephen A. Smith doing on Undisputed is what Skip Bayless was, on ESPN First Take is what Skip Bayless was originally doing on Cold Pizza. What would happen is you would have one moderator, you have Skip Bayless, and then every day they would bring on different people to debate Skip Bayless, whether it was Rob Parker, whether I think Chris Carter came on at one point, Chris Broussard was on there, Stephen A. Smith was on there, Jalen Rose was on there. They would bring in different personalities to debate Skip. That's essentially what happened. And then, for whatever reason, they then opted to the two-man debate show, which was Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Smith. And then from time to time, they would then bring on guests. Then Skip leaves ESPN to go to FS1. Then you have Stephen A. Smith, who was doing the exact same thing he was doing with Skip Bayless for years, but he was doing it with Max Kellerman. And then once Max Kellerman left, Stephen A. Smith went back to the format that Skip Bayless was using. Remember, Skip Bayless recruited Stephen A. Smith back to ESPN. He was with them. Then his contract was not renewed. Then he was recruited back to, and he said, "You're the guy I want to debate with." So Skip isn't copying anybody. I think it's important that we say this. He is not copying a damn person. If anything, they're copying him. Number one. Number two, I actually like the moves that Skip is making. I don't think it'll be interesting to just see Skip Bayless debating one person every single day, because those views can become stale. This is just my view. I'm not saying that my way is the way. And just one viewer giving you their opinion. I like the ensemble cast. I like the amalgamation of talent that they have. Now we're going to have to wait and see if it all fits, and a lot of us are eager to see it. Eager to see if it's going to work out. And then with them bringing on Richard Sherman, given the fact that the show is returning on August 28th, which I believe is the kickoff of the NFL season, I think is going to drive a lot of excitement and a lot of buzz. So I think a lot of people are going to be eager, and there's probably going to be a rush of viewership that first week to see how this show is going to pan out. So to me, I think that it's nice to take risks, to go back to do what you always knew. I think things can get stale. So I like the fact that he's taking risks, and we're going to see. If it works out, then fantastic. He took a gamble and it worked. And if it doesn't work out, that's what happens sometimes, man. You take risks. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but you're never going to go anywhere if you don't take any risks. So to me, I don't see any issue with it. I'm going to reserve judgment until I see the show come out. So the question is simply this. Number one, do you think Skip Bayless's new show is going to succeed? And number two, do you feel like he's copying Stephen A. Smith? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts in the comments, and we catch you on the next show.